Hello everyone, welcome back. As the title of the video suggests, I'm going to be telling you what to expect in 2017. So it's just going to be a relatively short update video letting you know what's coming to be. So let's go ahead and get into it. First one, the biggest one, is going to be I'm going to be doing a new show. They're going to be full plays, which is going to be an entire game. So I'm going to run through start to finish, complete the game. Obviously, given the nature of the show, I'm not going to do games like Skyrim and have like 300 parts. So it's going to be games that I can finish in roughly 5 to 6 hours, maybe break it down to like 10 or 12 parts or something like that, because I don't want to flood my channel with too many of the same game. Maybe 15, maybe they'll max out at 15 plays total. But yeah, they'll be broken up into roughly 10 to 12 minute videos, I would say, just enough to where I'm going to probably record them at an hour to 2 hours at a time. That way they'll have like at least a week or two's worth of videos in there. Which is part of the problem that I've been having lately is I don't have enough time to sit down and record videos, so it'd be nice to just record a whole chunk and then slowly filter that out, so that way, in between the other videos that I'm making, I can just pepper those in to get more even content. And I already have 3 planned. I don't know if I'm going to be doing them in order. I would imagine I would, but I'm going to be doing Mega Man X4 through X6, and that's one of my favorite trilogies, so it'll be a good one to start with, because I've always wanted to put videos like that on my channel. And now I have the chance. So on to the next step, there will be more frequent content, maybe 3 to 4 videos a week, I would say. Now, there is no guarantee on this. I always say, yeah, this video will come out next week, and it sometimes doesn't, so that's the plan. We'll see if I commit to it. I'm going to try, though. Let's just hold out hope for that. And as suggested by the Mega Man, I can now record classic games, because I now have a recording device that can actually record, I think it's AVI, like component and all that, because I only have HDMI recorders. I tried getting an AVI to HDMI converter, but that thing was just terrible. So, I'm just going to cut out the middleman, and I'm just going to get a recorder that goes straight to the source. So that'll include any of these fine games you see on screen here. Next topic will be live streams, maybe? I don't know. I'm not really a big fan. I did do a couple live streams on my channel. It's in the description of every video, I think. But yeah, I've tried live streaming before, and I get maybe 2 hours, and then I get bored and have to turn it off. It's just something I'm not really a big fan of. I like being able to edit my videos and get them out between like 10, 25 minutes, something like that. I'm not really into the whole sitting there recording for like 2.5 hours with dead air and mistakes and stuff of that nature, breathing heavily into the mic. So I might, but it's up in the air. It's probably something I wouldn't do frequently. I'll probably just stick to structured videos, but that's something to look out for as a possibility. I would also like to have more of a focus on collaborations, namely Let's Plays and podcasts. They're really easy to sit down and do, and it's good to be able to get different audiences in together. Maybe you like a channel you haven't discovered yet, so it's a good way to have somebody come into my videos, I go into their videos, you know. It's a good way to mesh pretty well into the community. So it's something that I'll definitely try to get into, especially with this guy right here. I don't know if he'd go for it. He might be too big for me, but I'd like to. On a related note, I would also like to have more brand recognition on my videos, and not like the prank channels and the blogger channels where they just have really obnoxious thumbnails and stuff like that. Probably just very subtle things like having this little dude in my thumbnails. Just something that'll, when you see it in the feed of 10 million videos, you'll be able to say, oh, okay, that's the video I'm looking for, or, oh, that's an interesting thumbnail, let's watch that one and see what this one's all about. Because I feel like without that, then your video can just, I mean, I make my own custom thumbnails for every video, but without something very specific, it could just be swept away in the flood of other thumbnails, so it's better just to have something that you can clearly differentiate from the other ones. I'm also looking for an artist to improve my little dude that I've drawn, because I'm pretty good when it comes to 2D drawing, but my software, as far as digital drawings go, they're not that great. I'm basically using, it's called Macromedia Fireworks, which it's what I use for all of my thumbnails, so it's very good for simple drop this and drop that, and bam, you're done. So it's really not a complicated software, it's very straightforward, and it comes out looking good. The problem is, if you try to draw with it, it doesn't have very many good drawing software additions to it. It's basically on the level of Microsoft Paint, so I'm pretty much at my limit as far as gaining ability when it comes to using that software. I'm going to need something like Photoshop or some kind of Flash program, anything that has cleaner lines to it. Maybe one of these 2 nice boys, they'll answer my emails. Please, guys. They are very talented young boys. On a similar topic, outside of this channel, I am also an artist, and I change my mediums pretty frequently. I've dabbled in game design, 3D modeling, 2D drawings, and most recently music, so some of those may interfere with the channel, namely music. I've been focusing on that a lot lately. I don't do it long enough to become an expert at it. I pretty much just, maybe until I find the one that really fits, but for right now I've just been picking up 2D drawing, then I go, I'll try some 3D, then I go, okay, well, game design might be fun. And then I landed on music now, so hopefully I'll stick to something. I do like moving in between them, but I also at the same time want to focus in on just one. I'm going to try to focus in on music. We'll see if a fifth one comes in there, but for right now, that's where my main focus is. So that, as most people know, if you've played piano or guitar before, I started on drums and piano, and now I'm trying to learn guitar, bass, and lead guitar. Bass is not too bad. Took me about a month to learn that, but ooh, that lead guitar, it is... It's more complicated than I would have thought. That will take up a lot of my time, and that definitely does cut into time that I would be using on my channel. Before, I'd basically come home from work, and then basically just have only time for my channel. Now it's, I want to have some leisure here, I want to learn how to play instruments here, I'm looking up new software, so it's a lot to take in at once, so we'll just have to see how much that interferes with the main channel. Now finally, as I mentioned a few seconds ago, the most important thing to note about the channel is that it does come second, which is why I'll be very late with a video or just not make them at all. It's not that I just don't want to, it's that I work a full-time job and I have a lot of responsibilities in that job, so I'm working sometimes from the morning till the night, so I get home and the last thing I want to do is spend 2 to 3 hours just sitting in front of a computer editing. So that's mainly the biggest issue, which is why I've been cutting back. Last year I cut back way more than I was expecting to. I only made, I think, 23 videos, and that's from January to December. That's the whole year, only 23, which is crazy considering the years before it was like 100, 200. I think one year I even got up to like 260 videos. I hope I'd never get back to that point again, because that seems like too much of a saturation of videos. The good middle ground I would like to start doing again is maybe 50 to 70 a year, something like that, maybe 80. But yeah, 100 per year, I just don't know if I want to do that again, because that's part of what made me burn out the first time, is that I would just get home from work, I'd be tired, I'd go record like 2 hours of video, spend another 2 hours editing it, and it's just, it does get to you at some point. Because I don't know if everyone's this way, but I can't sit in front of a computer and do monotonous stuff for too long. I have to get up and do something else. So the recording bit is fine, like when I'm actually doing the gameplay, it's really no different than anything else. It's maybe just having the fans off my room so you don't hear any loud noises coming from that. But other than that, it's basically just playing games, and that's it. It's just the editing and the thumbnails and all. It's just the monotony of that stuff. It will drain on you after a while for anyone who does want to get into this kind of stuff. That being said, this year I am going to make more of an effort to stay active without sacrificing too much of the other stuff. So I'll at least try to do 1 to 3 videos a week, or 3 to 4 as I said earlier. Something like that, just to give good amount of content, 1 every 2 days, something like that. Because I do want to keep it active again, and YouTube, their new terrible algorithm, is basically, in order to have any kind of searchability, which I still do maintain a lot of it, my stats didn't really drop too much. It was mainly just from uploading 23 videos as opposed to like 86 or something like that in 2014, or 2015 actually, yeah. But it was mainly just, I was posting less videos, and that's why my stats were dropping. But other than that, my videos get searched for frequently enough to where I'm not upset about it. Most of my views come from YouTube searches and suggested, so I do get good numbers as far as that's concerned. But I will try to make an effort to fit that algorithm, which is basically 10-minute videos every week, at least once a week. If you don't do that, then your stats start dropping. So I will try to get back into that. And over the next couple weeks or months, I'm going to be working on ways to lower my workload for the channel so that I'll have more time for content. There's a lot that goes behind the scenes that you don't really see just from watching the videos. There's a lot of money that has to go into it as well, which is, again, why I need a full-time job to do any of this. So anyway, that kind of wraps it up for now. I should have a video up in next week or so. Aside from that, I'll be finding other videos to record until then, and then I'll just start the full play show with the Mega Man videos, and I will go from there. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you enjoy the content that's to come, and I will see you then.